Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. I caught my wife having an affair. What do I do now? I'm 26M and she's 26F. We've been married for 4.5 years. We've been having relationship problems for months. This morning, in a fit of anxiety, I decided to check her phone messages, and I uncovered a chat with a guy going back months. I took copies of as many as I could deal with looking at, but eventually I just felt sick and couldn't look anymore. Some samples of what I saw, for your amusement. Also Zen, I know I'm not allowed but I love you. I love you, everything about you, your essence, your existence, your demeanor and aura. I mean it. I was thinking about new positions and almost set myself off, but I'm under control till Friday. I'm gonna have a shower soon but won't send any pics because we are behaving, etc. Obviously I've told her to leave. I've given her until the end of today to pack her shit and move out. Here's what I'm really struggling with. How can I get the images out of my head? I just keep picturing her sucking his dick or cuddling him and it sends me into a mindless, anxiety-fueled rage. I have literally never felt this angry before. Today, I genuinely feel capable of murder. I also can't seem to stop myself from looking at the pictures. By the end, I was scrolling through her messages without even looking because I couldn't bring myself to do it. So there are dozens of pictures that I haven't even read yet. What am I supposed to do? I know this sounds ridiculously dramatic, but it feels like the kind of PTSD flashbacks that you see in movies. Is it possible to repair our relationship? If so, should I even consider it? I did genuinely love what we have, and I can't imagine life without her. I know there are issues on my side as well. I'm autistic, so I struggle with emotional and sexual intimacy/communication, which was the reason why she started the affair. However, I don't know if it's possible for me to let go of my hatred and resentment towards her. I also don't know if I should. I feel like I would be disrespecting myself and setting a terrible precedent that would make it happen again in the future. How do I move on without her? I can't imagine a life with anyone else, or a life on my own. I have genuinely forgotten how to even be alone. I struggle to find things that I'm interested in without discussing or exploring with her. I also don't know how I move on to another relationship. It makes me feel worthless, like any future date will find out that I was cheated on and assume that there's something wrong with me. Also, how am I ever going to trust someone again? I don't want to be the guy who constantly checks their partner's phone, but I feel like that's all I'll ever be from here. What are the practicalities? We already agreed to split our finances 50-50, which I'm okay with. We are reasonably wealthy, with money in both our house and our investments. I suppose one of us should take the house while the other should take the equivalent value in investments. Otherwise, if we both end up with a stake in the house, this will never be over. But which one should I push for? She is a foreign national, and her visa is via marriage to me. Is it immoral of me to initiate divorce knowing that she may end up being deported? As much as I hate her right now, I don't know if I could live with myself if I destroyed her entire life like that. Edit. Thanks for all of the advice. I'm sorry that I haven't replied much. I haven't really been in the right headspace for it. I've read and appreciated every comment though. The general theme seems to be that I should leave. However, I feel like it's coming from a place of vindictiveness in most cases. That's certainly something that I feel. Part of me wants to end the marriage just so that she can spend the rest of her life suffering, knowing that she gave up her perfect life with an almost perfect husband, just to suck the dick of an, honestly pretty repulsive, affair partner. On the other hand, I want to make a decision that I will still be happy with, even once my anger and hatred subsides, so I am trying not to make a decision based purely on the catharsis of revenge. We're going to meet up again on Saturday, no contact until then. We'll figure out how to split our assets then while we are still on speaking terms. In terms of working on the relationship, I think I'm going to wait to see if she seems remorseful and if she has taken actions to make amends for what she has done. At the very least, I expect him to be blocked on every form of social media. If she has spoken to him even once after I found out, that's it. I'd also need to know that she wasn't just stringing me along for her visa, so I'm going to tell her to switch to a different visa, probably a work visa, sponsored by her employer, that doesn't depend on me. If she can do that and still want to stay and work on things, that at least suggests positive intent. A lot of comments suggest finding a lawyer, but I suspect that's a little bit US-centric. We're in the UK, so the default asset split is 50-50 and the courts don't take the circumstances of the divorce into account. If the split is going to be 50-50 anyway, I'd rather just come to an informal agreement and not waste even more time/money dealing with courts and lawyers. There are a lot of great comments about the trauma. The fact that it could stick with me for life, even if it dulls over time, really scares me. I didn't sleep at all last night. Every time I started falling asleep, I jolted awake because I was reliving the moment that I saw the messages. I think that deleting the pictures I took is good advice, but I haven't been able to bring myself to do it yet. For some reason, having those pictures gives me comfort. Deleting them feels like letting her get away with it. I'm generally quite a forgiving person, so I feel like I need to keep them around to remind me of why I shouldn't ever forgive her. If you have no kids, she should be kicked to the curb. You are too young to waste your life on a cheater. No kids or pets, thank God. On your point about being too young, it really doesn't feel like that. I basically don't have any friends other than her friends, and I don't really have any way to meet new friends, so I have no idea how I'll ever meet someone else. It seems, at least to me, that the best relationships start at university when you're in your very early 20s, and I'll never have that opportunity to meet people again. I don't know, maybe I'm just lacking perspective. You're only 26, dude. This is hard, but in a few years this will be the best decision of your life. Like the person above said, don't waste your life on a cheater. I'm not super outgoing and made a lot of my friends from school and uni. But I have made a lot of friends in my 20s just from the gym. Got into lifting and just ended up with a good group of mates from that. Hobbies will bring people who have similar interests with you together. Don't worry about that. This is the answer. I've been through an, eerily, similar situation. I felt alone, betrayed, lost and couldn't believe I'd ever recover. It turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. I became a stronger person. Learned my worth and met the love of my life less than a year afterwards. We've been together for 25 years and I wouldn't change a thing. Could you honestly see yourself being happy if you try to make this work? Do you think you could ever trust her again, or would you constantly be on edge worrying when you'll next catch her? That is no life. Leave the first time they cheat. Even a drunken one-night stand is unforgivable, but a full-blown premeditated affair? Disgusting. Have enough self-respect to pick yourself up and start a new life. This. Hey up, waving. I went through a divorce around your age and I'm so glad I did. Autism can mess with one's ability to connect, but if you keep practicing small talk, it gets easier. And you will meet people, if you get out even a little bit. I met my partner at a yard sale, embarrassed smiley face. He's super quiet/shy, but we started talking about a common interest and things bloomed from there. Some of my favorite places to meet people/practice small talk are local parks, farmers markets, gym, coffee shops, concerts and, occasionally, church. Take time for you first, though. Grieving a marriage can take a year or more. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Uber. I take Uber and make small talk on the ride. I think it works because drivers expect small talk with strangers, so you never have to worry you're intruding. I learned a lot practicing on those Uber rides. You need to make friends. Get a hobby or something. Making friends in your 20s is much easier than in your 30s or 40s when most people are busy having kids. Even so, making friends is a better problem to have than a wife that cheats and who will always cheat. What about having kids with a wife that cheats? Do you think those kids will be happy? Or what about your mental health for continuing a relationship with a cheater? FYI, telling autistic people we should just go make friends isn't the brilliant advice you think it is. We try. Every day of our lives we are trying. You'll make it really hard to be different. I am on the spectrum and I completely understand and agree with what you are saying. However, I've put myself out there a lot, and even though there have been a lot of unpleasant and embarrassing situations, I would have never met any of my closest friends if I didn't, since there is a very small chance someone will casually approach and start a conversation with me as I wait in line at Walmart. Yes, it is definitely easier said than done, but waiting for someone else to initiate something is not the best way to meet people. I'm 34, going through something similar. Trust me, you're young. May not feel like it, but you are. I hate to say this, because it doesn't feel this way now, but I think this will be a good thing for you. It sounds like she invaded your life, and you were enmeshed. First, go easy on yourself. You are in shock. Do the mourning you need, and maybe sign up for therapy. Then start making decisions. I would file for divorce, choose the house or the investments. Or both. Can sell the house and start fresh. Then start deciding to do things. Also, those texts. Yuck. Sorry, but they are so unappealing to me. If someone I loved wrote those to me, I would be rethinking. Pause. Yuck. I'm 29 and going through a divorce after 3 months of marriage, lol. It sucks ass, I'm not gonna lie, but learn to live life for you. Make your own friends. Expand your social circle. Cheating probably is not the only issue in your relationship. It's like unraveling a sweater. You pull that string and soon you will be finding all sorts of things about the relationship and yourself. I'm at the tail end of it and it was one of the worst years of my life, but it was all worth it in the end. I feel like I'm living my true self. If your instinct is I have no idea how I'll ever meet someone else, just leave. Her friends are your only friends? Oh well. Download the Meetup app and find friends. You guys were young for that type of commitment, emo. Try your best to move on. Sorry you're hurting, dude. She's for the streets, bro. You saw the comment above? Do that. Dude, you 26, you're not even 30. Also, approaching girls isn't that hard, but that really depends on what place, lol. If you find approaching someone really hard, then try dating apps. It will all be fine. 26 is young and it is better to find out now. Be a madman. The feelings of love toward her are completely misplaced. I know it is hard to forget the good times and that she meant a lot to you, but you meant nothing to her. You will go on and date other people. Men peak in their 30s. In time you will date people and feel the same way about girls that this girl feels about you. Key is to end things before cheating. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.